Yet again, it's time to thank Marlem and some of the board members so obsessed with making everything around here so foolproof.
Now I know this plan is foolproof. Check this out.
Has revealed the ironic reality that their failed leadership, their failed policies, and their failed planning has only proven them to be fools.
I pity the fool. I pity the fool.
For instance, whenever one of their cart before the horse,
maybe something's supposed to be in front of this here cart and
make it up as they go along policy, fails, and hits a wall as a bad idea, one of three things usually happens. Either they stay silent and are incapable of owning their mistake and admitting it, or they double down further in a failed direction and make policy even worse, or they'll blame others, in some cases each other, or throw staff under the bus.
You are not going to believe what almost just happened.
What has a unit owner ever said in a rec board meeting that has ever shaped their opinion? Rarely, if ever. And the reason is their minds are already made up in advance. Between all their private, behind-the-scenes communications between the meetings, nearly all of it is already informally decided in advance. And when an overlooked point is made so clear and there's no way around it, the only answer you'd ever get is, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
None shall pass. But I must cross this bridge. Then you shall die.
Here's an example of a bridge crossing moment. Just the other day, when I was hanging out in the Grenoble lobby, I saw a postal worker walk into the lobby to head to the desk to hand off some packages. And it struck me as odd because in the past, I've been used to seeing that postal worker come up from the elevator to hand off the packages. So I went up to him out of curiosity just to ask an innocent question. And I said to him, you know, we've had some recent policy changes over here. I'm curious, has that affected how you do your work here at all? I had no idea what I was getting into, and I could not believe his answer. He said his job was seriously affected, taking so much more time at this stop, hurting his whole route because of it. Then he went on to say it's the policy of the U.S. government not to participate in any private sector biometric programs. Then he said he's trying to get his management to talk to our management, which he's surprised isn't resolved yet. And just so you know, he wasn't saying it to just me. There were 3 other unit owners as witnesses to this conversation, along with security staff. Then I asked him, what if they restored the ability for the front desk to buzz you in on the second floor? Would that solve everything? He answered yes and no. Yes, only to the point when someone is around. He went on to say he's been doing his job for 27 years now, and that on his route there have been other buildings with recent changes similar to ours, and he went as far to say in some cases they had stopped delivering mail altogether to some of the buildings on the route because of this.
When the mail stops, the world stops!
So if any time in the near future, to any Grenoble unit owners listening to this, if you wind up in the situation where there's no mail in your mailbox for a long period of time, well, at least we might have one possible reason as to why. Now you could say, oh, no biggie, there's a minor fix and we'll work it out. We'll improvise something for our bad policy to plug that hole. But isn't it the strange truth about how small things always lead to bigger things? This is just an example of the beginning of cracks starting to show. Take out some board members have publicly said they intend to remove all the intercoms in the ground floor and the second level, and they intend to disable the ability for front desk to open those doors. Now it's a little more than just not getting your mail. It becomes a bigger problem. It becomes a fire, flood, blood problem. It becomes a someone sooner or later around here is going to get hurt, and hurt real bad because of these dumb bonehead policies, and they just ain't waking up and getting the message how dumb it is because they are so obsessed with their ideas of what foolproof is at any cost, at any means, even means the disruption of our lives because of it. They have no sense of situational awareness. They have no sense of planning. They have no sense of management, let alone their job as oversight. Enough is enough, and that all changes this Thursday when you vote Marlem out and you vote for the change we need to get back on a path towards better governance. If you are in Valencia and you wish to vote for Jim Ross for Valencia and Henry for at-large, this is how you would mark your ballot. By placing an X next to Jim Ross's name for Valencia and placing an X next to Henry's name for the at-large vote. If you are in Grenoble and you wish to vote for Alan Corey for Grenoble and Henry for at-large, this is how you would mark your ballot. By placing an X next to Alan Corey's name for Grenoble and placing an X next to Henry's name for the at-large vote. As long as we stand together, strong and vigilant as unit owners, we will in the long run get the good governance we deserve. Board members now and in the future will understand loud and clear that they simply just cannot get away with it. And on that note, I am wishing you a great day ahead.